Players on the floor again. We will run them down one more time. A.J. Martinka, 6'4" sophomore for Stanwood. Quentin Borseth, a 6'2" sophomore for Stanwood. Carlton McDonald, a 5'10" junior. Karsten Chaplik, a 6'4" senior. Scout Roberson, a 6'5" senior. For the Arlington Eagles, Donovan Selgren, a 6-foot junior. Nathan Auney, a 6'3" senior. Connor Bovard, a 5'10" senior. Drew Bryson, a 6'1" sophomore. And Jeremy Bishop, a 6'8" senior. The players have been introduced. Kevin Erickson, John McGinnis, Woody Woodruff are tonight's officials, and they're set to go. We're set to go. We'll step aside. And when we come back, opening tip-off and game action. It's the Stanwood Spartans, the Arlington Eagles. The next ticket punched to the state regionals on the line, and a chance to head into the district championship game coming up next here on Fox Sports 1380.
For our national anthem, played tonight by the Stanwood Band under the direction of A.J. Bourdin.
Go for the second semifinal game. Marysville-Pilchuck and Glacier Peak have warmed things up, and in a big-time warmed things up, a one-point win for Glacier Peak, 56-55. And right now, Arlington, Stanwood set to go out. Just about the same color schemes, exactly the opposite. Now Stanwood comes out. They're the home team. They're in white and red with silver numbers. And the Arlington Eagles in navy blue with gold trim, gold numbers. And they'll be to our left and moving to our right. And here we go. And into the middle, the big guy goes in. Jeremy Bishop at 6'8". He'll be jumping here against A.J. Martinka. The ball is in the air, and we are underway, and it'll be controlled by Stanwood. Spartans on the attack, and 4 seconds in, a 2-ball on the way from the left baseline, no good by Quentin Borseth, and it'll be out of bounds. No, a foul is going to be called. They whistled a foul away from the other side of the hoop, and they're going to call this one on Nathan Auney, the 6'3" senior. 9 seconds in, picks up his first personal foul, first team foul. Martinka will throw the ball in from the baseline for Stanwood. Tough time getting it in. Finally they do. Going in, reverse lay, and up no good. Little runner by Carlton McDonald is a miss, and rebound is controlled by Bishop, and here comes Arlington. Eagles in the navy blue uniform with gold numbers and white trim. Donovan Selgren, top of the key. Swings the pass right side. Now Auney will get it top of the key. Goes into the foul line. Closed off there. Feeds it right side. Bovard gets it off to Selgren. Back to Bovard again. Step through move. 9 seconds to shoot. Selgren goes in with a left hand, a little runner. That one won't go, and the rebound's controlled by Borseth. Here comes Stanwood. Yet to score here in the ball game is steal. Selgren has it, going in, laid up and good. And the first 2 points of the ball game off the steal for Donovan Selgren for Arlington.
Just playing the passing lane there as they kind of nonchalanted it up the floor, and he gets the first points on the board.
Spin move by Martinka, puts it up off the bottom of the iron. It would have gone out of bounds. Instead, he's going to commit the turnover off the travel, so it'll be turned right back over to Arlington. Eagles with the early lead here, a minute 3 into the contest. Game 2 of the doubleheader. A trip to the district title game on the line and an automatic punch to the ticket going to the state regional. Dribble drive in to the baseline, closed off there for Selgren. Back out to Auney. Auney starts the dribble. Eyed the 3, didn't take it. They work to the right side. Selgren again. Back to Auney. Shoots a 3. Good. Nathan Auney from about 21 feet away, just to the left of the top of the key.
Very important for Arlington to get off to a good start, and that's exactly what they've done here, up by 5.
They lead it by 5, 5-0. Quentin Borseth, top of the key, looking for Roberson. He's triple teamed and stolen away. Picked up there, and here's a steal back the other way. Grabbed there by Chaplik. He goes around the official and uses him as a pick and lays it up and in.
You know, Chaplik is smart. He could have gone in for the dunk there, but you don't want to take any chances. You want that ball to go in.
Here comes Arlington now. Turned it over the last time. Now here's a 3 on the way. The body on the floor. The 3 is going to be no good there. That was a miss by Drew Bryson. And up the floor, here comes Martinka. He goes into the paint, but said they'll kick it back out for a 3 ball up. And it is good from the top of the key by Carson Chaplik. And it's a 5-5 tie.
Well, that was about 4 or 5 feet beyond the 3-point line.
Donovan Selgren goes in, count the basket, and he got fouled. Donovan Selgren went around the defender, and then I think Chaplik maybe had to reach out and grab him. No, they're going to say Martinka. Martinka grabbed him, commits the foul. That'll be his first personal foul, first team foul. 5:36 to go, opening quarter, game 2 of the twin bill here at Jackson. 7-5 lead. Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler. Selgren free throw will not go. The lead is 1 point for Arlington. As they work it around the left-hand side. Dribbling in. Here's a shot on the way. It's going to be up no good. That one was taken by Bouvard, and it's a miss there. It's going to be grabbed. It was taken there by Chaplik. Right-hand side, here's a shot up, and it's good for Quentin Borseth. And back to a 1 point lead now for Stanwood.
Another hot shooting game like we had the first time.
Our first lead change of the ball game. And a foul is going to be whistled. We went so long in that first game without a foul even being called, and we're getting some early fouls here. And they're going to call this one on Carlton McDonald of Stanwood. A 5'10 junior picks up a foul. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. Out of bounds for Arlington in their front court to our right. Fresh 35 on the shot clock. Back to the basket there is Bishop. Kicks it back out. Auney will save it. Dribbles in, closed off, turns around, fades and fires from 17 feet away and puts it up and in.
It's a pretty amazing athlete, Auney's, just a super soccer player, but he can play with his hands too here.
Out of the left-hand side. That's Chaplik. Back out to the top of the key for a 3. That's good. Carlton McDonald felt it, the urge, and up it went. And it's a 3-pointer for an 11-9 lead for Stanwood. Another back and forth tilt here at Jackson High School in game 2 of the doubleheader. At the left wing they go. Bouvard now deep in the corner. That's going to be a 3 ball, a miss, and a foul is going to be called. Auney missed the 3 deep in the left-hand corner. Whistle on the rebound, and I believe it's going to be here on Stanwood. And they're going to call it on 11 McDonald, Carlton McDonald. That's his second personal foul, third team foul. Zach Ward does not go to the bench. He'll leave him out there with 2 personals here in the early going. Inbounds to Auney. Bounce pass goes right side to Bouvard. He'll dribble out of trouble. Bounce it back to Auney at the low block. Got it by Roberson. Over to in traffic was high in the air went Selgren. He got knocked down there by Martinka. And Martinka, I think, is going to be the guilty party on this one. It will be. A.J. Martinka, the 6'4 sophomore, picks up his second personal foul, 4th team foul.
Martinka and McDonald both pick up 2 quick fouls. Fortunately for Stanwood, they can go pretty deep on the bench. They can go 10, 11 players down. So that might be one advantage they have over Arlington, as they have a much deeper rotation.
They have a 2-point advantage right now at 11-9. Auney A little confused there who to give it to. Selgren goes in, dumps it down low to Bishop. Bislaya, no good. Roberson grabs the rebound. Quick outlet pass to McDonald. He brings it up left-hand side. He'll slow down, wait for his teammates to join him. In the corner, right-hand side. Shot on the way. No good by Borseth. Ball goes high in the air. Grabbed by Selgren. Here comes Arlington out of backcourt. Donovan Selgren will slow things down as he comes across the timeline. 3:30 to play in the first quarter. An 11-9 lead for Stanwood. Arlington with the rock, moving to our right in their navy blue uniforms. Auntie behind the back dribble, bounces it down to Bishop, knocked away from him by Roberson, grabbed by Borseth. Here comes Arlington off the turnover by, here comes Stanwood off the turnover by Arlington. Dribbling in, Chaplik. Kicks it off to Roberson. He gets it back. Chaplik has it in the right wing. Dumps it down, looking for Roberson, stolen away from him. Taken by Selgren. 2 on 3. Wow, that's a lot of steps. That's an NBA continuation move, a lot of steps, and what a move.
Yeah, I mean, he only took one dribble between the top of the key and putting it in, but he also flew through the air for quite a long time, really kissed it off the glass and in. Great play by Selgren, who starts the ball game with 6 quick points in the first quarter.
Timeout call, we'll step aside. 2:55 to go here in the opening quarter of action. 11-11 tie. STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
Chaplik on the line will shoot 2.
Didn't play.
Mop of hair and a full beard. So Chaplik's really kind of just dancing around out there. The officials gave him a little bit of extra time there, just to like get the cobwebs out. He went down pretty hard to the deck off that foul. Chaplik is at the line. First one is good. And he will get another. That foul had been whistled on Bovard. His first personal foul, second team foul.
Chaplik now with 8 of Stanwood's 14 points.
2:23 to go, first quarter. Bryson Kelly checks in, 6'1" sophomore. Next free throw is good. He also got the buzz cut for the playoffs. So here comes Arlington. Donovan Selgren brings it up. A little bit of kind of half-hearted full court pressure there. Not half-hearted. Chaplik says, give it to me. He does. It goes in. Reverse lay-in. Won't go. Tap up. Good. Tapped up there the right-hand side. Cameron Plouts, who checked into the ball game, and we hadn't seen him, I don't think, all year. And he goes in and lays it up and in. It's out to a 6-point lead for Stanwood, their biggest lead of the contest. Auntie, 3 on the way. Rattles won't go. We had 22 3-balls in the first game. That one is a miss there. Strebe grabbed the rebound up the floor. Plouts, as they work it over the left-hand side, now to Roberson from 17 feet. Scout Roberson hits it, and it's out to an 8-point lead at 19-11.
Well, that full court pressure is really bothering Arlington. That trapping 1-2-2.
Selgren splits the defender, goes in without the basketball, and it's called for the charge. He committed the turnover, but Woody Woodruff, the official out here, will say no, he's going to be called for the player control foul. It'll be out of bounds for Stanwood. And checking in now for the Eagles will be Tyler Morton, and Connor Bovard will go to the bench. And so Stanwood basketball leading at 19-11 with 1:24 to play in the first quarter here. Glacier Peak awaits the winner of this game Saturday at 8 o'clock here at Jackson High School for the district championship in the 3A. More importantly, the winner of this ball game gets another entry into the regional tournament, which will begin next weekend. Here's a bad pass. It's knocked away by Auntie, but grabbed back by Roberson. Underneath it goes. The lay-in is up and good by Chase Strebe.
That was a great pass by Roberson. I don't know how he saw him in there in amongst the trees, but perfectly delivered. And Stanwood taking control.
Yeah, they are indeed. Here's another steal going in with the left hand down to the deck. And a foul, no foul, a timeout call. A miss by Plouts, a follow-up by Strebe, and a timeout on the floor with 51 seconds to go. And suddenly the lead is a dozen for Stanwood. We'll take a break with 51.3 to go in the first quarter. 23-11 the score. Stanwood with the big lead early over Arlington. This is STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
Stanwood is good. Okay. In case anybody wanted to know.
Brandon Hamilton telling us that Rainier Beach put up 100 last night in a 3A district tournament game down in King County. We're getting close there here on the pace. Here's a miss underneath and a tap up by Auntie. The first miss there was by Brendan Wiersma. Auntie followed up and put it up and in. We're at 23 now for Stanwood, and they jumped out to as much as a 12-point lead here. It's 10 right now with 24 to shoot, 24 to play here in the first quarter. The shot clock is dead. Down to 18 to go. Looking is Kelly. Looked at the clock there. Down to 12 seconds. Over to the left-hand side to Kelly again. Looking down low. Down to 8 seconds to go. He starts the dribble. Lost the handle on it. Gets punched in the jaw there. Oh. And then, no, he stepped out of bounds. What a great move by Chaplin, but he stepped out of bounds. Bill, you like that one?
Oh, wow. He took about 3 steps, and he was flying to the other side for the reverse lay-in. Went past about 3 defenders, but he stepped on the baseline.
Didn't Tyler Morton put up his right fist and kind of, or did Bryson Kelly's jaw ran into his fist? Maybe that was what it was.
I hate when that happens.
1.4 seconds to go. Not malicious by any stretch. Auntie turns, faces, fires, no good. On the full court length of the floor pass, couldn't hit it. We've reached the end of the first quarter of action here in the district tournament semifinal. 23-13, the lead for Stanwood. This is STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
Shoreline Action Jackson. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway.
You have any scores? Well, the Stanwood student section outnumbers the Arlington student section. About 2-1, wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. Here we go. Back to action. Jeremy Bishop puts up the forearm to clear himself some space, so he gives it off the left-hand side for a lay-in, up and good by Connor Bovard, and is 23-15 the lead for Stanwood, up by 8 points. They've led by as many as a dozen here in this first half. Here's a turnaround jumper on the way for a three. It's going to be no good by Bryson Kelly. High in the air, grabbing the rebound is Donovan Selgren. Up the floor goes Bovard at the left wing. Dribble drive along the baseline, off the glass, and goes! Connor Boulevard goes behind the defense, lays it up and in. And what was a 12-point lead is now a 6-point lead at 7:18 to play here in the first half. Up the floor, right-hand side. Cameron Plotz. Plotz will pass off left-hand side to Kelly. Now to left wing, Chaplik. They say he stepped out of bounds.
Well, Arlington has now gone to a diamond and one. They have Connor Boulevard man-to-man on Chaplik, and the rest of them are playing a zone. First quarter stats, Arlington 6 for 14 from the field, 42%, 1 of 5 from three-point range. Stanwood 9 of 15 from the field, 60%, 3 of 4 from three-point range. Stanwood also hit both of their free throws.
WescoAthletics.com scoreboard. Ferndale and Edmonds Woodway tied at 28 at halftime. That's in the loser-out 3A ball game going on tonight. That game started at 7 o'clock at Ferndale. Up the floor, here's Arlington with it. Selgren elevates, NBA three, will not go. Tap up, won't go for Bishop, but shortest guy on the floor is Tyler Morton. He comes out of there with the basketball. A little behind the back, bounce pass, goes to Auntie, dribbles twice through paint, puts it up and can't get it. It comes out no good. AJ Martinka comes down out of control, loses the basketball. Selgren with it, brings it up with left hand, and he's fouled from behind.
Ooh.
Chase Strebe doesn't like it. I'm not sure I like it as well. I thought maybe he got all ball, but Woody Woodruff is going to say Chase Strebe gets called for the pushing foul, and that'll be his first personal foul, 5th team foul. That'll bring Chaplik off the bench, and that'll send Donovan Selgren to the stripe. Free throws here for Selgren. People are walking in with hot dogs, and I'm starving. just so you know.
If only we had a floor manager here that could go get us some food.
We'd have to wake up Adam Lowy down to our left if that was to happen. So he's kind of nodded off. So Donovan Selgren at the stripe. Next one is no good. Missed. Got the first, missed the second. The lead is 5 points at 23-18. AJ Martinka goes to Kelly, back to Martinka again, dribbling in to 4 guys converged in there, all wearing blue from Arlington. Back out to Kelly. Now right side to Strebe. Strebe goes to the baseline. That's closed off by Bishop, who's standing there at about 12'8" because he looks up and he's way up there. Now dribbling through, Martinka, reverse lay-in, won't go. Battle for the rebound, won by Nathan Auntie. Here comes Arlington. Down 23-18, 5:50 to play in the first half. Dump it down to Bishop, back to the basket. Kick a pass way out, looking for a 3 ball. Instead dribbling in, too hard off the window, no good. Bishop goes high in the air. They're going to say Bishop over the back. The miss there by Tyler Morton. Bishop went over the back trying to grab that rebound. Yep, that'll be Jeremy Bishop, the 6'8" senior, picks up his first personal foul, 4th team foul. And out of bounds here for Stanwood. Martinka comes across the center stripe. Now to Chase Strebe. Roberson, top of the key. Kelly at the right wing, looking down low. Instead out to Martinka as they work the perimeter. 19 to shoot. Left-hand side Strebe, back to Roberson again. Roberson to Martinka, 13 to shoot. Along the baseline he goes. Kelly open for a 2 from 18 feet away. Right wing at the baseline, up and good.
That was a good possession for Stanwood. Very, very patient. They're going against that diamond and one, and Chaplik just not able to shake the guy playing man-to-man on him, and they were just patient, got the nice jumper from the outside.
The lead is 7 points for Stanwood. Here's Nathan Auntie. Down to Boulevard. Right side to Selgren. Changes direction, goes along the baseline, closed off there, but back out it goes to Auntie. Shoots a 3 ball, it won't go, and rebound is going to be grabbed by Karsten Chaplik, who will bring it out of backcourt. To Kelly, to Strebe, to Kelly, to Chaplik. Very crisp passes here for Stanwood as they work it over to Roberson. Open for about a 17-footer, won't go at the left baseline. Selgren keeps it alive. It's grabbed by Boulevard, for Auntie for the slam dunk.
Boy, that was pretty. He really got up in the air. 2-hand slam on the steal.
And Arlington, Auntie also trying to exhort the Arlington fans to get up and let's go. Here's a turnaround, little hook shot's going to be no good. Put back by Roberson, no good, foul called. Chaplik had the first miss, then Roberson got the offensive rebound, put it back up, missed it, and he will go to the free throw line. And they're going to call this one, I believe, on Jeremy Bishop. Jeremy Bishop picks up the foul. That's his second personal foul, 5th team foul.
The official said 40, but he meant 50.
Yeah. I was looking for a 40. There is a 40. Sam Tregoning, a 5'8" sophomore. No, there's a foot difference.
He's very comfortable over there in those padded chairs.
We're very comfortable in our padded chairs too, Bill.
Indeed.
25-20 the lead. Free throw will not go for Roberson. So hit one, missed one. And it's 4 minutes to play in the first half. Here elevating for a 2. That's going to be an air ball, no good by Donovan Selgren. And they're going to say out of bounds, last touched by Stanwood. So it'll be Arlington basketball underneath their own hoop to our right. And now the officials are meeting. And now they're going to... Yeah, we were...
And he did miss both of them.
He missed both free throws. Okay. Okay, they're talking about, yeah, the reset of the shot clock. So they're going to set it at 35. Okay. Inbounds, here we go. Selgren between the circles. I'm confused enough. I don't need them to be confused as well. Somebody's got to know what's going on around here.
I vote for you.
Yeah, Bryson. Yeah. Auney going in with the right hand off the glass and in. Nathan Auney lays it up and in. It's 25-22. So what was a 12-point lead is a 3-point lead.
Auney with now 11 points.
Stanwood with it now. Carlton McDonald. Now to Roberson. He drew Bryson off his feet for the defense in the right wing at the baseline right side. From 12 feet away, it's up and it is good. That was Quentin Borseth with a shot at 3:10 to play in the first half. Back to a 5-point lead. And here's a near steal. And no, they're going to say stepping out of bounds here was Bryson. And it so was nearly stolen back, and it was then after being carried out of bounds by Bryson. So it'll be Stanwood basketball leading by 5, and they have it.
Arlington's defensive adjustment has been really effective. Stanwood with 23 points in the first quarter, just 4 here in the second.
Going in, then in traffic, Chaplin has it blocked right back at him. And here comes Selgren. Out for Bryson for a 3, no good. Offside rebound is going to be taken down by McDonald. Here comes Stanwood, runs into Selgren. They're going to call Selgren for the blocking foul. Selgren is going to try to go for the overplay on the defense to try to grab the steal. And for Donovan Selgren, that's his second personal foul. And the 6th team foul. Bovard will return here at the next whistle. Stanwood basketball leading by 5. Chaplick to Roberson. Left-hand side, it goes to McDonald. McDonald dribbles across the top of the key. Back it goes to Borseth. Now to Chaplick, 15 to shoot. Roberson, Chaplin, just about everybody touches it on every possession. In the right corner, somebody's wide open. That is a 3 and good for Carlton McDonald. Somebody was wide open. And now they've got are we going to have an inadvertent whistle? Or well, he can't call a timeout. They're going to say before it was inbounded, a timeout was called by Stanwood. Wow, okay. 2:15 to play in the first half. We'll get out of here and get out of the way. 8-point lead now for Stanwood, 30-22. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball. STSPN.com, Fox Sports, 1380. He's a Seattle guy, and so the 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play. First half of action here at Jackson High School. It's semifinal game number 2. Number 1 went to Glacier Peak. Final 56-55 over Marysville Pilchuck, and here's a steal taken by Stanwood. Stanwood with the lead by 8, and they have the basketball. Took it right away from Arlington. Dribbling in is Martinka. Work at the left-hand side. Now dribbling in closer is McDonald. They just work the perimeter so well, looking for somebody open. Usually it's somebody for a 3 ball. Martinka goes in, he puts it up, and a foul is going to be called here. I think Brendan Wiersma is going to be, no, they're going to call, Selgren. That's his third foul.
That complicates the issue for Arlington.
He said, yeah, okay. First free throw is good by Martinka. Yeah, the PA announcer announced something different than what we had, but it is Selgren now with 3 personal fouls. 7th team foul. Bill, do you pull him out or you leave him out there?
I'm pulling him out with just 1:44 remaining.
He's still out there. And now Nick Brown just went down just to double check on the foul totals, but they play on. Here's Bryson. Bryson goes in, bounce pass going over right hand side. Blocked from behind there by Borseth, but grabbed back by Auntie. Dumps it off left hand side and goes to Wiersma. Here's a shot on the way, no good. Follow up by Auntie, no good. And a foul is going to be called. 2 shots coming up here for Nathan Auntie, and the foul will be whistled here and called on Scout Roberson. His foul, 6'5" senior, his first personal foul, 6th team foul. Both teams now in the bonus the rest of the way. Nathan Auntie at the free throw line for Arlington right now. First free throw is good.
You're not supposed to be shooting him when one of the officials is talking to a coach.
Yeah. Now the official, whether it was 34 or 4. So this one's going to be on this last one? No,
the previous one.
As well as the first group of officials did, these guys are not having a good night.
Yeah,
just the communication.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit. With Selgren with 3 fouls, and it never went up on the scoreboard because I didn't think the scorekeepers weren't really sure of that foul. Of course, again, we're going back a couple of plays. But Selgren with 3 now, Auntie at the line.
Next one by Auntie is good. So he hit them both. The officials are still kind of signaling each other. I'm not sure that everybody knows what page in the hymnal we're in. 32-24. Stanwood leads, Stanwood ball. Stanwood with a 2 on the way, no good. That's a miss by Chaplick. The ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Arlington. Stanwood retains possession in their front court. And after the shot, a fresh 35. Selgren on the bench now the rest of this half, 1:11 to go. Inbound it goes. Martinka has it, backing in, puts it up too hard, off the glass, no good. High in the air, grabbing the rebound is Arlington. There to haul it in was Brendan Wiersma. Up the floor is Auntie. Auntie brings it out for a 3, no good at the left side by Tyler Morton. Back out to Auntie again as they keep it alive. Leans in, kicks it back now. Morton will measure for another one. This time he won't take it. He dribbles in, puts it up. Blocked out of bounds by Martinka. And
yeah, nice try.
Yeah. I thought they're going to say a blocked, and it went out of bounds. And last touch by Stanwood. So Arlington will have it on the inbounds underneath the hoop with 24 to shoot. Inbounds to Auntie. 43 seconds to play in the half. Turnaround jumper. Boy, nothing's going for Arlington. That's a miss there by Wiersma. And here comes Stanwood. About a 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Up the floor. It goes right side to Kelly. Down to 22. Right side Kelly again, still on the dribble, playing for 1 shot. He's double teamed there. Somebody's open and airborne there. Wiersma went airborne, and so did Tyler Morton. And they're going to get Morton.
Not what they wanted to do there.
No, first personal foul on Morton, 8th team foul. 16 seconds to play in the first half. And more free throws here for Stanwood's Quinton Borseth. Roberson will go to the bench. Plautz checks in for him. Martinka will head to the bench here the final 16 seconds. Just get an early start on the rest here at the half. Free throw on the way, good. And he will get another Quinton Borseth at the stripe. And now Nick Brown will counter, and he will put Tim Zachman into the ball game. And Connor Bovard will go to the bench. You got a feeling that Arlington is going to come out guns a-blazing here in the second half. They're going to have to try to scratch back into this one. It's a 10-point lead after a couple of free throws. Down to 14 seconds to go up the floor. Here comes Arlington. Morton with it. Down to 8, down to 7 seconds to go. Way out by the center line is Morton. Now dribbles on into the paint. Down to the baseline they go. Shot on the way. It's going to be partially blocked. Auni's there. Puts it back up off the miss. He thought he got fouled. No call there. And we are at halftime, Bill, and just have been kind of a struggle here for Arlington in the first half.
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was very smoothly played first quarter. Stanwood goes ahead. Arlington just clawing their way back. When they went to the diamond and won and put a man-to-man player, it was either Bovard or...
Two interviews in one night indeed. We are with Zach Ward, 34-24 halftime score, 10-point lead. How are you feeling about the first half?
Up and down, up and down. I think you saw some swings there. Both teams had their little runs. We were fortunate to have our run, the latest. We got to come out in the third quarter, and first 4 minutes of the third quarter will be huge.
Martinka Robertson, not a lot of points in the first half. Are you concerned about that?
Not at all. No, we got plenty of guys that can play.
All right, another 16 minutes. Go get them.
Thanks, man.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have a special interview. You're watching STSPN.
You're watching the Action Jackson halftime program on STSPN, and you've been listening to the simulcast to Tom Lafferty and Bill Kusler here on Fox Sports 1380 and STSPN.com. Keith Nealy, Steve Willits with you, and we are ready to head back down to the floor. An interview coming your way. It is Glacier Peak head coach of the girls basketball, Brian Hill, and back to Steve Willits.
And welcome to the Action Jackson Plumbing halftime show here on STSPN. We will get you back for third quarter action with Bill and Tom. But first, we've got a special interview with the winner of the first semifinal game of the night. And a doozy it was, 56-55. Brian Hunter from Glacier Peak is joining us. Brian, what a game.
Yeah, that was fun. That's high school sports. That's what it's about.
Now, first half, Zach Hatch was out of his mind. 6 3-pointers. We've seen him hit many 3-pointers in the game before, but nothing in a game of this magnitude. That was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, none of our guys really have played in a game this big. But yeah, he stepped up. He played his best game all year tonight, which to win a district semifinal, you got to have guys step up.
And this is a Marysville-Pilchuck team that's shown all season long they're not going to quit. You guys had an 8-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Did you get a little nervous there when they came back in the first few minutes?
I thought our guys would be able to weather it, be able to make some plays. Give credit to Marysville. They just kept bringing it. Painter had a great game. He was really tough tonight. They kept making plays, but our guys made enough at the end to earn the victory.
And it wasn't just your starters. You were getting good bench play as well.
Yeah, Brendan had a great game off the bench. He can shoot the ball. He's a really confident kid. As the year's gone on, he's gotten more and more involved. It was really cool for him to be able to do what he did tonight.
Now, you're going to play the winner of this game right now. Stanwood up by 10 in the first half. You really haven't seen these two teams very much this year. You haven't played either one of them. What do you know about these two teams, or what did you know before tonight, and what are you seeing now?
I knew they're both really competitive, very good. I mean, Zach and I are really good friends. I coached 10 years at Stanwood, and the coaching staff for Stanwood is the coaching staff that I had when I was the head coach there. So even though we haven't played, we know each other quite a bit. I'm really proud of him. He's been really, really good there. He's done a great job. Nick does a super job at Arlington. So I think either way, we're going to have a really tough ball game. They're both athletic, well coached. We got our work cut out.
And now with the format being what it is for 3A, 3 teams advanced, so you already know that you've advanced to regionals. Does that change the way in which you coach that game on Saturday night, or does it not really matter?
No, I think, it's district championship. You always want to play well. And, I didn't even know after today, I didn't even know what time we were practicing tomorrow. We just focused on today. So we'll kind of do the same thing. We'll focus on practice tomorrow, Friday, and get the kids ready to go on Saturday. Then we'll deal with the next week. But we're gonna focus on the game Saturday right now.
Sure, and I'm going to see if you can give me some insight, because I haven't seen it yet. I know in the past we've been able to look at the regional brackets and determine who we're going to play. Do we know that yet, or are they kind of keeping that under guard at the WIAA?
We don't know. That's one of the things they want to keep under wraps. They're worried about teams throwing games, I think, and those kind of things, which seems crazy. I don't think high school coaches do that personally. But so we don't know. We're going to play somebody, but we don't know who it's going to be.
So it's going to be Saturday night, 8 o'clock, right back here in this gym. So we encourage folks to get out to the game. If they can't, they can watch it here on STSPN. Hey, Brian, congratulations on making it to the championship game. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Keith, back to you.
Thank you. Great interview down there. Brian Hunter, the head coach for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, again, Saturday, 8 p.m., the championship game. And the winner of this contest, the game that you're watching right now, Arlington Stanwood, will be the foe, the opponent for the Grizzlies. And I mentioned head coach the girls 3A, Brian Hunter of the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, has got himself a battle also. That one, a championship game against the Linwood Royals on the girls' side of things. 6 o'clock p.m. is the final championship matchup for the girls 3A. So right ahead, we'll run down the boys bracket real quick here for you so you get an idea of where we sit. The other games tonight, besides the ones that you've watched, the Marysville-Pilchuck and Glacier Peak game, which Steve talked about, 56-55, and a thriller puts Glacier Peak ahead. And then the winner of that one will go on to play Arlington Stanwood, the game you're watching right now. In other action, we had 28-28 at the half. Ferndale and Edmonds Woodway in a loser-out battle. The winner will go on to face one of the Stanwood or Arlington. Steve, the team that does not get through to the championship game will face either Ferndale or Edmonds Woodway, and on the other side of things, it'll be Marysville-Pilchuck playing either Shorewood or Everett in the consolation bracket. So after tonight, 6 teams remain.
So what you're saying is that there's a chance, now granted there's still some basketball to play, if Arlington does in fact lose this game and Edmonds Woodway wins, we could have an Arlington-Edmonds Woodway matchup on Friday night. I seem to remember you calling an Arlington-Edmonds Woodway game this year that ended in dramatic fashion. Do you recall that game?
I see a lot of basketball, but yes.
Nathan Ani with the layup at the buzzer.
And there was a couple of chances for each team, if I remember, in the final minutes, and a couple of bad turnovers that both teams kind of shrugged off, and then Ani hit the lay-in.
Having said that, if you're Arlington, you still want to win this game, but can you imagine that those two teams, the way they battled last time, playing in a loser-out game on Friday? That would be fun.
If you watch the Marysville-Pilchuck Glacier Peak game, you probably have a precursor to the game that you were talking about right there in Arlington and Edmonds Woodway. They match up very well against one another.
Should mention that game would be at, either way, if Arlington does in fact lose this game tonight, they would host the Ferndale-Edmonds Woodway winner. But what a game here so far, and I've got to tell you, the thing that I'm impressed about with Stanwood, they've really had a big 3 all season long. It's Martinka, it's Chaplik, and it's Roberson. And my belief has always been if you can contain 2 out of those 3, you've got a good chance of winning a ball game. Tonight, Martinka has 2 free throws, and I think he got those with 1:44 left in the half.
Right at the end of the half, yep.
Roberson had a bucket in the first quarter.
Missed a pair of free throws.
And he missed a pair. So between the 2 of them, they have 4 points. If you would have told me that before the game, or if I had told Nick Brown, the head coach of Arlington, that I can let you go into halftime right now with Martinka and Roberson with a combined 4 points, he would have gladly taken that. So
a couple of the other players,
a
couple of the other players that you start. Quentin Borseth with 7 points, perfect from the free throw line. Carlton McDonald, largely just a role player, as undersized, 5'10", really kind of plays the guard, the 2, the 3, 6 points on 2 triples. So. And then you had a couple of guys coming off the bench, and Strebe, who came right in and put a couple of putbacks up. You're right where you are right now, and they actually look 10 points better, I think largely due to the cool shooting in that second quarter of the Arlington Eagles. And one thing that I'll pitch right back to you, Nick Brown, you did a great interview with him yesterday, and he came out and said, we're going to play loose and we're going to shoot the ball. It's all about shooting the basketball. We're not going to get in anything, a track meet race with these guys. We're going to shoot the ball. Well, great theory, and if it hit some of these, I think you'd be right in it.
Absolutely, and that's quite frankly, when they're not hitting them, the problem with Arlington, and this has kind of been an Achilles for them all year, they don't hit the boards real well at times, to be quite frank. They, if you're going to miss those 3-pointers, you better darn well have somebody going and crashing and getting those basketballs, and they're not getting that done. So I don't know, I don't have the rebound totals in front of me, but it's certainly been fairly one-sided. I know it was in that second quarter, and that's been a big difference in this game.
Arlington shot 42% there in that first quarter of play, and it's significantly cooled. I do not have the totals at the half, but you have to imagine that's dropped below the 40 mark for the half for the Arlington Eagles. Got a lot of good looks right down to the final buzzer where Ani missed a 5-footer, which he would normally bury. So maybe changing ends and shooting toward the horseshoe here at Scoop Jackson High School, give them another look and a better opportunity.
Well, and the other thing you need from Arlington, and a big factor right now, Stanwood had 7 different players score in that first quarter through one half. Arlington only has 3 different players in the scorebook so far. I mean, Ani has, 13
I got him
points.
with 13.
Selgren has 7. Bovard got a quick 2 to start a quick 4 points to start the second quarter, and he hasn't done anything since. You need more than 3 players out there to step up and get some points. Bishop's had a few good looks, missed a couple inside. Wiersma's had a couple that he's missed that he normally hits. Morton tried to force a couple. Those guys got to start dropping those baskets. If you get even 3 or 4 extra baskets out of that, we're looking at maybe a 2-point game right now. Instead, we're looking at double figures.
Another thing you have to consider is Donovan Selgren got into foul trouble with his 3rd foul midway through that second quarter of play and really had to pull back. He had to pull the Jets back. Normally, he's so good at attacking the rim and finding open people on the kick out, and I think he was limited due to those 3 fouls. We'll see how he plays here in the third quarter.
And they put him on the bench for a little while, and there was even a little bit of a dispute as to who got that foul, whether it was Donnie or whether it was Wiersma, and they gave it to Selgren, and now he's got the 3.
We'll start the third quarter of play here on STSPN and Fox Sports 1380. Back to Tom and Bill.
To a more traditional 2-3 zone against Stanwood to start off the half.
And Stanwood has the basketball to start the second half. A.J. Martinka dribble drive across the top of the key. Looking in the right corner. Boy, almost dragged the pivot, but went to Chaplik. He went to the floor and got fouled on the way in there. They went along the baseline there, and they're going to call Jeremy Bishop. Jeremy Bishop picks up his 3rd personal foul. So John McGinnis put up 4, and then the thumb is late arriving for the 5. And so Jeremy Bishop called for the foul. His 3rd personal. First team, first free throw is good, and another coming up here for Karsten Chaplik.
And Bishop and Selgren both with 3 personal fouls. They went away from that diamond and won. They held Chaplik scoreless in the second quarter after he got 9 points in the first quarter, but they've gone with a more traditional zone, and Chaplik gets to the hoop and hits 2 free throws to start the second half.
And it's 36-24, so Stanwood equals their biggest lead of the contest. Bounce pass over the right-hand side. Donovan Selgren shoots from 18 feet off the side of the iron, no good. Surrounded by white shirts, and they're going to say, yeah, last touch by a white shirt, so it'll be Arlington basketball. Arlington moving to our left in their navy blue uniforms, gold numbers, gold trim, a little white trim as well. Stanwood, the home team tonight, in their white jerseys trimmed in red and silver. Nathan Auney on the inbounds, goes in, steps through the defense, puts it up from 10 feet away, no good. Blocked from behind by Borsev. He thought he got fouled. I did too, kind of. And then a travel called here. Martinka and almost was a foul on the other end, and then Chaplik is coming out saying, what is that? And well, he stepped on the out-of-bounds line back here by the midcourt stripe. So inbounds now for Arlington.
Yeah, that prevented the fast break lay-in for Stanwood, so Arlington a little bit lucky that time.
So coming into front court is Bryson. Give it off to Auney. Auney at the left wing. Look, cross court back to Bryson deep in the left-hand corner. Double team there. Dump it down to Bishop. Bishop has it. Puts it up with a hook shot. Up and in. The sky hook is good by Jeremy Bishop.
Bishop with his first bucket of the night. You know, we talked in the pregame that Drew Bryson was going to have to be able to hit from outside, and he has been held scoreless so far.
And A.J. Martinka's held scoreless on this possession. Went in for a lay-in and missed it. Rebound controlled by Auney. Spin move by Nathan Auney for the bucket up and in, and it's 36-28. So it was 12, now 8-point lead.
Seems like Stanwood has everything in control, but Arlington just sort of hanging around.
Hanging around right now. Chaplik has it. Now in the corner, McDonald. Back to Chaplik again, to Roberson between the circles. Left-hand side, McDonald shoots, misses the 3. High in the air, grabbing the, well, actually, Chaplik, I thought maybe it went over the back, but Arlington got it anyway, so no call here. Up the right side is Bovard. Now to Bryson, dribble drive at the baseline. Closed off there, Arlington with the basketball. Down by 8, 36-28. They went inside, and a travel is going to be called here. Unforced error, and it'll be Stanwood ball.
I don't think they want Bovard at 5'10", posting up on Roberson at 6'4", 6'5". That was not a good matchup.
A.J. Martinka crosses the timeline for the Spartans. Now to Chaplik. Looked at the 3, no shot. Roberson will from 17, goes deep in the well, comes out. Bishop surrounds it, almost lost the dribble, but it's picked up there by Selgren. He goes in, splits 4 defenders, misses. Bishop follows and lays it up and in. Jeremy Bishop lays it up and in. Stanwood calls timeout. We'll step aside with 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go here in the third quarter of action. It was 12. It's now 6-point lead for Stanwood, 36-30. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
Western Washington on Fox Sports 1380, KRKO Radio, and KRKO.com. Calling the action tonight are Tom Lafferty and Bill Kusler.
No love?
There you go.
1380 for the best prep basketball coverage all season.
Give us a station notification.
How's the game been going for you guys?
Bill has the reports changed. You got big screen down here that he's holding in the palm of his hand. So, well, they're watching the game as well all over the nation and the world on the World Wide Web tonight on STSPN.com. Also streaming the audio on Fox Sports 1380.com and over the actual terrestrial airwaves at 1380 AM on your AM dial. And here we go. Stanwood, you can tune it in on the radio set. Down to the baseline, bad pass. They're going to say it's kicked, so they'll reset the 35-second clock. It was kicked, and it's going to be Stanwood basketball. They retain possession in front court to our right. White jersey. Chaplick's not looking at the official. The official keeps beckoning him. Get closer to me, stand here on the L. And he kept looking away. Chaplick will throw it in. Bounce pass in. Borseth turns, fires, misses. Selgren goes high in the air. High in the air and grabs the rebound. It's a 6-point lead, and here comes Arlington. Auney now to Selgren. He's looking over at Coach Nick Brown for some instructions. Nick Brown says, let's get about a 6-point play and tie this thing up. Selgren, left side, Bryson, 13 to shoot. Back to Selgren again, looking for Bishop. Bishop, hook shot, no good. And Chaplin grabs the rebound, then taken away from him by Bovard, taken away from him by Roberson, and a foul is going to be called. And I think Bovard is going to be the guilty party here. He ran into Scout Roberson after the second of 2 steals.
Well, we're going to the previous play. The pass went into Bishop. All he needed to do was turn around and kiss it off the glass, but he didn't realize there was no defender there. Went for the sky hook and could not get it to drop.
4:52 to play, third quarter, 6-point lead for Stanwood. They have the basketball. Chaplick measures, fires, 3, good! Karsten Chaplick drains the 3, and it's 39-30, back to a 9-point lead. Bryson now to Auney. Auney dribbles into trouble. Went airborne, came down with the ball. No call there. Apparently lost the handle on it. It went out of bounds, but they say last touched here by Stanwood, so it'll be Arlington basketball. Auney will throw it in at the baseline.
You can barely hear him. It doesn't do any good.
Looking on the inbound to Bryson. Now it goes to Selgren. Selgren to Auney again, going in off the glass. Oh, a tough leg shot. Thought it was going down, it did not. And the rebound's controlled by Stanwood. One-hand pass to Chaplick, laying good. Well, now Stanwood's open it back up to an 11-point lead over Arlington. Bryson now to Bishop. And they're going to call a foul here. Bishop got it, and he got a little overplay on the defense by Quinton Borseth. And he's going to be called for the foul. The 6'2 sophomore picks up the foul. That is his first personal foul. And the first team out of bounds baseline for Arlington.
I'm really impressed with both Auney for Arlington and Chaplick for Stanwood and how they can go so hard to the hoop and avoid contact. They really have great body control in the air.
4 minutes to play, third quarter. 11-point lead for Stanwood. Auney puts up a 3 and hits it. Drains it wide open left wing. And it's 41-33. We're not quite at 22 threes like we were in the first game, are we?
Not quite.
Yeah. Borseth deep in the left-hand corner. Quinton Borseth for Stanwood. A.J. Martinka is out there as well. Roberson now to Martinka. Dribbles in past the out-of-bounds line. Nicely done. Past the right side for a wide-open laying up and good by Borseth.
Great job drawing the defense in and then kicking it off for the lay-in.
Auney left wing. Dribbling in, puts it up, reverse lay-in, a little bit out of control, no good, went down, thought he got fouled, no call. Roberson grabs the rebound to Martinka. Corner, shot of the way, Chaplik rattles off, no good. There is Roberson with the offensive board and the bucket. And that is now a 12-point lead and a timeout called by Arlington. We'll step aside. 3:03 to go in the third quarter. 45-33. Stanwood with the big lead. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on STSPN.com and Fox Sports.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
We'll play Glacier Peak for the district championship game on Saturday night, 8 o'clock here at Jackson High School. You'll hear the game right after the Silvertips game on Fox Sports 1380. And you'll hear the girls game in its entirety after the boys game. And that will feature the Linwood Royals. And the Linwood Royals will be taking on the, am I supposed to remember all this? They'll take on Glacier Peak. Over the left-hand side, Bovard shoots and hits a three ball for Arlington, so don't count the Eagles out yet. Down by 9, 45-36. Martinka to the top of the keys. Spins through the lane, gets it off to Roberson. They'll just kind of play a little weave here, shooting the perimeter. Martinka with it, spins down, it's nearly stolen. Auntie finally does get the steal and fouled there. Oh, Scott Roberson saying that I got all ball. No, I don't think so. He just about tackled him. So.
You know, that adrenaline flows and you sort of kind of lose track of what is actually happening.
The actual
because that was pretty obvious.
Yeah. Auntie was a little upset. He was a little perturbed. They're going to call the foul on Roberson. That's a second personal foul, second team foul. You know, he reached and grabbed almost.
Yeah, well, there were players in front of him, so it wasn't unmolested to the hoop. You're right, had it been, it could have been flagrant. But
in hockey, it's a penalty shot. Inbounds here for Arlington. Down by 9, 45-36. We're still in the third quarter, 2:15 to go. Auntie with it. Swing a pass in the corner. Selgren elevates and fires. Air ball. Push foul is going to be called on Bishop trying to grab the rebound. It will be Jeremy Bishop off the air ball by Donovan Selgren. Jeremy Bishop with the foul. That's his fourth personal foul, third team foul. He'll go to the bench. So they have to go with a smaller lineup. And Brendan Wiersma checks in for him. Full court pressure. Oh, they're going to get, I think they're going to get, are they going to get, yeah, it's going to be Donovan Selgren. That's his fourth personal foul. Boy, on an overplay on defense, you can't commit that foul.
Well, and the contact was with his leg. He didn't even hit him with his hand. So that was, I'm surprised they called that, but that's a big call as they quickly put two of Arlington's starters on the bench with four personal fouls still here in the third quarter.
So Stanwood basketball. Down low to Roberson. He's quadruple teamed and then it's stolen away. Grabbed by Bryson. Brings it to the baseline. Closed off there. And a pushing foul is going to be called. Bryson had it in the corner after the steal.
You know, I think the officials are sensing that it's getting a little chippy out there, and so they're trying to take control of the ball game.
Carson Chaplik, his first personal foul, and the third team foul out of bounds now for Arlington. Eagle basketball down by 9. And a near steal, it is a steal. Auntie couldn't handle it. It's going to be stolen away by Stanwood. Up the floor, right corner. Chaplik, entry pass down low to Roberson. Puts it up and missed the lay-in. Point blank range. Again, he turns to the official, looks for a foul, doesn't get it. In the corner, left-hand side, Bovard dribbles in. Off balance, puts it up, no good. Forsett grabs the rebound for Stanwood. Spartans will slow things down a little bit. Out of top is Plouts, down to the baseline, closed off there by Chaplik. He puts it up, no good, and Auntie grabs the rebound. and then he left the basketball for Roberson. Missed the lay-in, fouled. And Tyler Morton doesn't like the call, but he went airborne against the shooter. You're always going to, I don't care where you are, you're going to get called for that foul.
Well, you got to do it, or else you're giving up an unmolested lay-in. So.
And so Scout Roberson goes to the line. Morton picks up the foul, his second personal foul, 5th team foul. And Scout Roberson at the stripe for the Stanwood Spartans. First free throw no good, averages about 11.5 points per ball game during the regular year. Carson Chaplik's the third leading scorer in the Western Conference at 16.5 in the Westco 3A. Next one by Roberson at the line is up, and it is no good. Rims out, and the rebound controlled by Cole Kingsbury for Arlington. Eagle basketball, still down by 9. We've been stuck on 9 for a while. We're inside a minute to play in the third quarter. Drew Bryson measures and fires. May have been partially tipped there by Bryson Kelly, but it's a miss nonetheless. And up the floor, here comes Stanwood. Carson Chaplik splits the defenders. It goes back out for a 3 on the way. Looked beautiful, didn't go by Cameron Plotz, but he gathers up his own rebound. Shot clock about a 3-second differential. 27 to shoot, 31 on the game clock in the third quarter. Borseth over to the right side, it goes to Chaplik. They'll back away playing for one shot. 17 to shoot now. Chaplik still on the dribble. Gives it off to teammate Bryson Kelly. Down to 10. Back out it goes. Down to 7 seconds to go. Back inside it goes to Borseth, who keeps getting bumped from behind. Now Chaplik will fire it from 15 feet away at the foul line. No good. 3 seconds to go. Controlled by Arlington. Up the floor. Bryson pulls up. Fires on the way. It goes for 3. Quentin Borseth came through. I almost thought maybe he had blocked the shot or even got a foul, but it goes for 3. See if that momentum will carry into the fourth and final quarter when we hit there next. 45-39. Stanwood with the lead. This is the 2015 3A Northwest District Boys Basketball Tournament on STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
From three-point range at the right side of the top of the key, 48-39, wow. Back to a 9-point lead.
Wow, Bovard just gave him just enough room to put that ball up, and Chaplik has been really hot.
And going in with a lay-in. This time the lay-in is going to be good for Drew Bryson. And the Bryson makes it now 48-41, 7-point lead for Stanwood. Here's a foul line jumper on the way, good. Nothing but net there for Quentin Borseth. Put it up and in. Borseth with the 2-ball from the foul line, now to a 9-point lead. 7 minutes to play in the game. Drew Bryson at the left wing. Closed off there. He's double teamed out by the center line. Somebody's got to be open at the baseline. He does. It goes to Bovard. And a foul's going to be called. Whistled there. And they're going to call this foul on Scout Roberson. He'll pick up his third personal foul, 4th team foul. Bill, you have a look at numbers.
Yeah, Arlington in the third quarter, 6 for 15, 40% from the field, 2 of 5 from 3-point range. Stanwood, 4 of 13, 30% from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point range. They hit 2 out of 4 free throws.
Inbounds here for Arlington. Bryson puts it up with the left hand, no good. He short-armed it, and the rebound's going to be controlled, and then grabbed back by Auntie, lay it good. Count the basket, he got fouled. He took the would-be rebound away from Quinton Borseth, took it from him, laid it up and in, got fouled, and goes to the free throw line. And it's a 7-point lead for Stanwood. So Arlington, they're not dead yet.
Auntie now with 20 points on the night.
Free throw, good. 50-44, 6-point lead, 6.5 minutes to play in the game. As Stanwood has it, Chaplik, top of the key. Changes direction on the dribble. A.J. Martinka will check into the next dead ball. Borseth is open for a three. This time it will not go, and Auntie goes up in the air. Had the rebound, was taken away from him, and up and in by Bryson Kelly. He stood there, was kind of nonchalant with the basketball, and Kelly just knocked it out of his hands, put it back up and in. 52-44. Cross court, Selgren looked at the three, didn't take it. Goes in closer. I thought he got fouled from behind, no call. Bryson had the ball out of bounds, standing on the out of bounds line. And
that was a great play on the other end by Kelly to steal the ball. Arlington would have had the ball with a chance to cut the lead to 4 or 3, but he stole the ball, put it right back in, put that Spartan lead up to 8 points. Big play.
They're giving a warning to Nick Brown. And I don't know if that's for being on the floor or if he said something. I don't think there's a warning issued. It could be a technical foul, but they didn't. So they issued a warning now to Nick Brown. So Stanwood basketball, they lead at 52-44, and they have it. As Isaac Olson is checked in. Bounce pass goes over the right-hand side. Three on the way. This one will not go by Kelly. And the rebound coming out of there is Drew Bryson. Bryson brings it up through the defenders, puts it up, lays it up and in. He went around 4 guys wearing white and laid it up and in. It's back to an 6-point lead at 52-46. 5:23 to go. Does Arlington have one more run in them as they bring it up the floor? Scout Roberson out between the circles. Now that's Martinka dribbling in, and a hand check foul is going to be called. And it will be Drew Bryson, the 6'1" sophomore, picked up the foul. That's his first personal foul, 6th team foul. So out of bounds here for Stanwood. Martinka dribbles across the top of the key, feeds it in the corner. There to Kelly, back again to Martinka, backing in to Kelly. He traveled the basketball. Martinka did, before he got rid of the basketball, tried to back in against the defense, and gave it over to Arlington. Arlington down by 6 now. It could get interesting if they put a 3 up.
Big opportunity for them.
Trapped as he crossed the timeline to Auntie, underneath to Bishop, laying up, no good. Tried to get his own rebound, still scrapped for it. Body's on the floor, but coming out of it is Martinka. Now going in is, they're going to call Chaplik. No, they're going to call an offensive charging foul. Good job there by Donovan Selgren. Chaplik can't believe the call. He is being sent to the other, go to your room. He's being sent to the other end because I think Kevin Erickson was going to say one more word and it's going to be free throws on the other end.
Boy, is that a gutsy play by Selgren,
Wow.
playing with 4 personal fouls.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of those calls, could have gone either way. He was pretty deep underneath, and Chaplik didn't like the call. Roberson didn't like the call. They did a little bit of talking, and the official said, no, no, no. Get down the floor.
So here we go, Arlington basketball. 4:40 to play in the game, 52-46. The lead for Stanwood. Arlington has it. A little bit of full court pressure being applied here, as Arlington will bring it out of back court. That is Tyler Morton. Now to Selgren. To Auntie in the corner, puts up a 3. That would have been huge if it had gone. It did not. And grabbing the rebound there is Kelly. Gets it off to Martinka up the floor. Selgren goes airborne for the steal. And finally gets it to Auntie. Auntie, a spin move there. Going in, reverse lay-in. He's on the floor. 3 bodies on the floor, no call. Up the floor, we go the other way. That's Isaac Olson. Actually, McDonald had to go out of bounds. Bill, we had 3 bodies on the floor on the other end. No axe murder, no call, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, it's getting interesting. The officials are talking to players. They're bringing all the players in and telling them to knock it off, because when Morton lost the ball out of bounds, he went in and he pounded his fist on the doorway in the end zone there. The officials didn't like that.
That's not bad by Kevin Erickson.
Yeah.
A little preventative, efficient. Look, guys, back it off a notch.
The next one's going to be a technical, he probably told them.
Inbounds now for Martinka. It goes in the corner, left side. 3 on the way, no good. Carlton McDonald missed. I'm not sure that was, in fact, you look at Zach Ward, I know that wasn't the call that he wanted there. Boy, Morton looked like he was going to take an NBA 3. Did not. Inside 4 minutes to play. And it's a 6-point lead still. Down low to Bishop. Bishop goes in, laying good. Jeremy Bishop got it down low. It's a 4-point lead. And a foul in backcourt on Drew Bryson. Reaching in. They'll get you every single time, and Drew Bryson is going to be the guilty party here.
And really, you don't need to man-to-man press at this point. You're down by 4. There's 3 minutes left. Go back there and play the tough defense that has helped you chip away this lead.
For Drew Bryson, his second personal foul, and that puts Stanwood now into the bonus. Free throw here for Martinka. Swirls, and drops through. 53-48, the lead is 5 for Stanwood. 3:45 to play. First game went to Glacier Peak, 56-55 over Marysville Pilchuck. Next one will not go, and Auntie gets the rebound for Arlington. Selgren playing with 4 personal fouls. Splits the defender, puts up with the right hand. I'm not sure what that shot was. Put it up, missed it. Tyler Morton grabs the rebound though. He dribbles in, off balance, puts it up too hard off the glass. So 2 weird-looking shots for Arlington of that possession, and up the floor, here comes Stanwood.
They don't have to be in a hurry. You can work for a good shot, and both of those shots were
not good.
Just not good decisions at all.
Martinka out by the center line. Now dribbles across to the left-hand side. Backing in, no, he's going to give it off here to Borseth. Borseth to Kelly, now to Roberson. Roberson back out for Martinka. For Chaplik. Chaplik drains a 3-ball. And a timeout called by Stanwood. We take a break with 3:04 to play in the basketball game. It's an 8-point lead for Stanwood, 56-48 over Arlington. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
Okay.
Broadcast live all over Snohomish County and Western Washington.
You're listening to the Simulcast on Fox Sports 1380 and STSPN.com. Keith Nealy, Steve Willits with you. We will have the player of the game and post-game interviews and analysis directly following the ball game tonight, and run down all the district brackets, both on the girls and boys sides in District 1 3A action. Stick around.
Be sure to catch the Fox.
Sorry.
Do you have the, I didn't know you were going to do you have the 4 games for somebody in Arlington?
I have.
You got them already.
The player of the game and have all tonight's
4A
stats.
games?
56-48 lead for Stanwood over Marysville, or excuse me, I made it almost all the way over the Arlington Eagles. Some folks taking
all those North County teams. Although Glacier Peak is spoiling the party with their victory in the first game.
Yeah, they won at 56-55, and the Grizzlies go to the district championship against the winner of this ball game. Right now it's Stanwood with 3 minutes exactly to go. Arlington basketball. Nathan Auntie, Drew Bryson. Auntie again to Selgren at the right wing. Bouncing it underneath, foul called. No, they're going to say he kicked the basketball. It was kicked. And so reset of the 35-second clock. Arlington can't afford to take a full 35-second. They need to maybe put one up here. Bovard now to Selgren. Tough defense here by Stanwood, keeping him out of going down low. Here's Selgren, shoots, rims out, no good. Follow up by Bovard, no good. 2 Stanwood players were fighting each other for the rebound. Bryson says, thanks very much. And then Martinka nearly had a steal. Back to Bryson, he shoots, misses, no good. Arlington has gone stone cold here the last couple of possessions down the floor. Martinka out of backcourt. He'll just slow things down and step away with 2:15 to play in the game. And the lead at 56-48.
And Stanwood could just take their time now, and Arlington will have to make a decision on how aggressive to be.
Martinka dribbling over to the left wing. Now he turns and faces the basket and bounces it down low to Roberson. Back out to Martinka. Underneath it goes to Borseth. Back out for Kelly for an open 16-footer. It's good.
They are so unselfish. They had 3 looks at it, and each time they passed for a better shot.
Stanwood won the first 2 meetings between these 2 teams this year. Looks like they're going to win the third. They're up by 10 points with 1:38 to go. Bryson off balance. It won't go. It went deep in the cylinder and comes back out. What do you got to do to buy a basket, says Arlington. Up the floor, and Auntie. That was a sliding tackle like in soccer there, trying to get the steal. A.J. Martinka will go to the free throw line for the Spartans. Nathan Auntie picks up the foul. That's his second personal foul. 8th team foul. Free throws here for A.J. Martinka. Are you and Adam down there counting up ballots for our Fox Sports 1380 player of the game? Up the floor after the missed free throw. Auntie stops, pops for 3, no good. Who's got the rebound? Won by Stanwood, foul called. Chaplin will go to the free throw line on the other end of the floor.
A little bit desperate now. I think my vote has to go to Karsten Chaplick. He's got over 20 points in the game. He's just hit some really key shots. When Arlington would make a run, then all of a sudden he would hit a 3. He's hit 2 of them here in the 4th quarter and has 4 of them for the ball game. And going to the line now. Good leader, good kid. Keeps everything in front of him, and we'll see what he does with these free throws.
First free throw, no good. Bishop grabs the rebound for Arlington. Up the floor, in the corner it goes. Bovard shoots a 3, misses, no good. Battle for the rebound, went out of bounds, and they're going to say last touched here by Arlington. It'll be Stanwood basketball.
It's got to be so frustrating for Arlington. They are just working their absolute tails off out there, scrapping after every ball, and then just about the last 5 shots, they've just not been able to buy a hoop.
Chaplin will dribble out of trouble here and just wait for a foul, and Auntie comes over and he'll foul him. And that'll put A.J. Martinka to the free throw line. And Nathan Auntie picks up the foul. That's his 4th personal foul. 10th team foul. So double bonus now for Stanwood with A.J. Martinka at the line.
Arlington now with 3 players on the floor with 4 personal fouls, Auntie, Bishop, and Selgren.
First free throw good. And Zach Ward says, back away, get out of there off the lane. He'll shoot this one with only one buddy down there. That's Bryson Kelly. Next free throw is good for A.J. Martinka. The lead is 12 points. That equals Stanwood's biggest lead of the game. Drew Bryson will launch and hit an NBA 3 ball, and a timeout called by Arlington. We'll keep it right here.
That was about, 8 feet beyond the 3-point range? So 2 of those 3-pointers by Bryson have been like 30, 35 feet. Kind of desperation heaves, and he's knocked them down.
55.5 seconds to play in the basketball game. 60-51 the score, 9-point lead for Stanwood over Arlington.
Bryson with 10 points now, all in the second half.
Stanwood won by 17 in their first meeting back on the 16th of January. Then just a couple weeks ago on the 3rd of February, Stanwood won it by a 14-point margin. And right now they're leading it by 9 here just a couple of weeks later. So they've played in the space of 1 month 3 times, Stanwood and Arlington. Stanwood going to punch their ticket into the 3A regionals. Again, that doesn't mean that means you're going to the regionals. It has nothing to do with the Tacoma Dome yet. Tacoma Dome is after next weekend's ball games. You play 1 game next weekend, loser out, winner advances to Tacoma.
Yeah, and I know you like the new format. I don't really care for it. I like the 16-team tournament in the Tacoma Dome, but
you never come down to the 16-team tournament in the Tacoma Dome.
Because I have a job.
Oh, inbounds. You know, right there, Carson Chaplick ran into 4 players. There wasn't a whistle. Somebody had to be called for a foul. And now the officials, I think it called a block there. So it's going to be Arlington basketball.
Wow, bump, 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 bump. I think they were trying to foul him.
So it's going to be out of bounds. So here we go, Arlington basketball. Jeremy Bishop almost lost a handle on it here. Can't afford to take any time. Bovard dribble drive along the baseline, going in, laying up, good. And another timeout called here by Arlington with 38 seconds to play in the game. And the lead is 7 points. You know, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, a lot of situational substituting going on right now for Arlington as they, they're getting their guys with 4 fouls off the floor. They're going to go in and foul quickly, and then they'll bring those guys back in. But a lot of coaching going on down there with Nick Brown just exhorting his crew not to give up here. With 38 seconds left, down by 7. But you're right, Tom. Ask Reggie Miller if things can turn around in a hurry.
Yeah. So the winners again play Northwest District Championship game Saturday here at Jackson High School at 8 o'clock. The loser tonight will play the consolation round semis Friday night at the higher seed at 7 o'clock. Girls action back to the 4 for the 3As tomorrow night. And again, tomorrow afternoon, the start of 4 games. Tomorrow starting at 3 o'clock here on Fox Sports 1380. Setting for an inbounds here, and here we go. Stanwood with it with 38 seconds to play. And a foul called on the inbounds here. Let's give you the WescoAthletics.com scoreboard. Shorewood got the win tonight over Everett, and Ferndale defeated Edmonds Woodway 64-62. So Ferndale still alive. Shorewood is still alive as well. Both these teams still alive. 3 teams out of the Wesco 3A will head to the regionals. Free throw here on the way, and it's up, and it is good for Bryson Kelly. He'll get another. That'll bring the 3 guys with 4 fouls back out onto the floor for Arlington. That's Auney, Bishop, and Selgren.
Who's in the boys 4A final?
LLC.
Bryson Kelly, a little bit of spot duty. He's come up really big when he's been in there.
Next free throw is good.
That gives him 8 points, 6 here in the 4th quarter.
62-53 to score. Here's Bryson, shoots, misses the 3, no good. And grabbing the rebound is Auney. Auney dribbles around through traffic, puts it up and lays it up and in. And now they're saying play defense, as Stanwood trying to inbound it here, and a timeout called by Stanwood.
They had to do that to prevent the 5-second call as Borseth could not inbound the ball.
So Arlington has no timeouts remaining. Stanwood has 1 timeout remaining. 18.4 seconds to go, and this ball game is pretty much now in the win column for the Stanwood Spartans. They will look ahead to playing the Glacier Peak Grizzlies on Saturday night here at Jackson High School in the 3A District Championship.
And Arlington and Marysville still in it to meet in that consolation game to try to determine that, coming out of the loser's side, to determine the 3rd seed going to the regionals.
So both teams gathered around their coaches and are set to go here as they break the huddle. 18.4 seconds to go. We'll talk with our Skagit Bank player of the game coming up in our post-game show on Fox Sports 1380. Looking to inbound it here is Quentin Borseth, looking, running, and finally gets it in to Kelly. Now to Chaplick, and he got fouled. Down to 15 seconds to go. We'll march to the other end. Nick Brown is just in it till the end. Keep on fighting for it, and that'll send the foul boys back in here in a minute. And the free throws here for Carson Chaplick. First one is good. 63-55. The lead is 8 points. Unless Nick Brown's got an 8-point play in his pocket in 15 seconds. And Carson Chaplick goes to the free throw line here for the 2nd of 2. It's on the way and good. So the lead is 9, 64-55. Arlington with Bryson, shoots a 3, won't go. Scrap for the rebound. It's going to be grabbed there by Chaplick again, and he gets fouled one more time with 7.2 seconds to go. And now some new bodies will come in. Aaron Carlson's going to check in.
This reminds me of my 7 seconds of varsity action as a sophomore, yeah.
Well, 7.2. Now, in those days, they rounded it off, right? Chaplick at the line. It rattles and comes out, no good. Sam Tregoning again comes in. Aaron Carlson in. And Alex Johnston is in for Arlington. Stanwood is kind of gone with the... They had some subs early on. Next free throw is good. Down to 6 seconds to go. Up the floor, knocked away. Here, they'll just run it out here. A 3 on the way. It's going to be an air ball, and that'll be it. Final score will be the Stanwood Spartans 65 and the Arlington Eagles 55. We'll take a break, come back with our Wesco Rap postgame show, and we'll chat with our player of the game. Stanwood 65, Arlington 55. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball, Fox Sports 1380.
Arlington will be at home.
You've been listening to the simulcast of Fox Sports 1380 with Tom and Bill and STSPN.com. I'm Keith Nealy. We've got Steve Willits heading down to get our STSPN player of the ball game. I'd like to mention the Action Jackson Plumbing and Shoreline Community College, our sponsors, presenting this post-game analysis. As Steve is heading down, let's round out some of the scoring. The Arlington Eagles, with their 55 points, drew a little bit of a blank there in that fourth quarter of play after shooting 42% in the first quarter and 40% in the third. Really struggled in the second and fourth quarter, so it was almost a tale of two halves if you split them up. But we'll get back to more action and more rundowns here. But first we've got Steve Willits with Karsten Chaplik, who had 25 points, and the senior now on the floor with Steve.
Thank you, Keith, and welcome back to STSPN. The final score, Stanwood 65, Arlington 55. Stanwood's advancing to the championship game. Karsten Chaplik, how does that sound?
Oh, it's a great feeling. You know, we knew it was going to be a tough game coming in, and we know they're a great team, so it feels good to get the win.
I think I counted 3 different times in the second half in which Arlington was going on a run of at least 4 or 5 points or more in a row, and you came up with clutch plays and clutch baskets. Was it just something about the moment where you figured you had to step in and do something?
Well, you know, we knew they were going to get runs, they were going to hit some big shots because they're good shooters, and I just felt like if I made a big shot, it could help stop their run and get some momentum for us.
Now, it was the third time you had to play Arlington this year. Always tougher when you have to play a team that many times. They start to recognize your tendencies. You scored 27 against them last time, 25 tonight. What is it about this matchup that you like?
You know, I just love playing these guys. They're a great group of players, and I just try to do my best when I go out there and have a lot of fun.
Now, this year's a little bit different for you in the sense that I know you got a lot of playing time last year on that Stanwood team that lost the district championship game, but you had a lot of key players, older seniors that were getting a lot of the publicity, if you will, and a lot of the points. This is kind of your team this year. Does that make it a little more special for you?
Yeah, you know, the guys last year kind of showed us how to do great leadership, and you know, it's kind of the seniors' job this year to take over and show the team how to win big games.
Last year in this building, you had to watch Shorecrest cut down the nets when they defeated you guys in the championship game. Is that motivation for you? Has that kind of stuck in the back of your mind this season?
That was a really tough loss last year. We thought for that game, so we just wanted to come out back out here this year and cut down those nets.
Well, here, I got to get a picture of you really quick because you are the STSPN player of the game. If you hold up this shirt. There we go. And again, 25 points tonight for Karsten. Tom Elvick's getting the picture right there. Karsten, we've got to have you go over and do radio right now with KRKO. Hey, congratulations again on to the championships. Good luck to you. All right, take care. Back to you, Keith.
Karsten Chaplin's with that 25 points. He also had 4 3-pointers and a whole raft of free throws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 9 from the stripes. The majority of that coming in the final minutes of play here at the home of the Timberwolves, the Jackson High School, and that's where we'll be back. The Glacier Peak Grizzlies will face the Stanwood Spartans at 8 p.m. right here at Jackson High School this Saturday. And right before that, let's just run down the entire bracket. Ferndale beat Edmonds Woodway by 2 tonight in a losers out ball game. That score 28-28 at the half. Ferndale finally pulling away for the win. They will play the Arlington Eagles, losers tonight, at 7 o'clock. In the another losers out ball game. And then the other loser out ball game, Shorewood defeating Everett, will play Marysville Pilchuck, losers to the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 56-55 in the opener in tonight's doubleheader. And now we'll head down to the floor where standing by is Nathan Awney who had...
Okay, back again. The final score one more time. Stanwood 65, Arlington 55. Don't normally bring on a player from the losing team, but this guy here has really gutted it out. Nathan Ani, 21 points tonight, and you're playing with a torn labrum. First of all, how is the shoulder?
Really feel it right now. Once I get going, adrenaline takes over, and I take a couple Advil, and I can play through it, but I'll be getting some ice on it later, and I'll feel it later tonight.
Third time this year you've played Stanwood. You lost all 3 games. This is a tough opponent, isn't it?
They're a good team. They're young, but they're experienced. They shoot the ball well. They don't miss their mid-range shots. They rebound well, and they got a tough defense. And they've gotten us all 3 times, and I think they've deserved to win.
So you know these teams pretty well. You've played in Wesco for a few years now. Stanwood, Glacier Peak on Saturday night. What do you expect to see in that game?
I got Stanwood by double digits.
I'm getting a prediction, too.
Double digits. I think Stanwood's the best team in the league right now. I haven't seen GP a lot, but I think Stanwood's going to be tough to beat.
Now, this is a double elimination tournament, so you guys aren't done yet. You've got Ferndale coming up on Friday night. What is that like playing a team that you really don't get to see during the regular season and you don't know much about them?
It's almost better, you know. You're not worried about the name on the jersey this time. We're just going out and playing basketball. We played Ferndale in the summer before. They got a good player, Honeycutt. They're a big team, but we're going to come and battle with them regardless.
Okay, so Arlington needs to win that game on Friday, hopefully to get back here on Saturday. If you beat Ferndale, you get back here for a 1-game playoff essentially to get into regionals. Some motivation still for you guys to keep it going, right?
Oh, exactly. Yep, we're not done yet.
So there we go. So Nathan Ani again, 21 points tonight, playing with a torn labrum in his shoulder. Commend you for the effort, and good luck to you guys on Friday.
Thank you.
All right, so once again, that's Nathan Ani, and back up to you, Keith.
Boy, it didn't look like he was playing with any ailment whatsoever when he dropped 23 points in on the Stanwood Spartans in a losing effort. Also had a pair of threes and 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Nathan Ani, the senior, will have to head back to the locker room where they'll try to regroup against the Ferndale squad. So 6 are left. Glacier Peak and Stanwood, one of those teams, will go on to be the champion here in the 3A tournament. The other 4 remaining, Ferndale, Arlington, Shorewood, and Marysville Pilchuck, will have to go the long way. And now we go back down to Steve, who's got Quentin Borseth, 11 points on the night. And take it away, Steve.
Okay, thanks, Keith. Back again with another player from the winning team from Stanwood. We have Quentin Borseth, and Quentin, only a sophomore this year. This has to be pretty exciting for you to be playing varsity and to get to the district championship game.
Yeah, we got a great team this year, 10 deep, and we really help each other.
Now, is it kind of? I know you've got 3 guys who get a lot of the scoring early on in the season: Roberson, Martinka, Chaplik. But really, you guys are nothing to be messed with either, right? I mean, you guys have had some big games this year.
Yeah, we have people that show up each game, like Carlton and Bryson, and maybe not Carson, but I don't know. Everybody shows up good.
Yeah, it's a well team. Hey, you hit a big 3 in the first quarter. Did you guys know that coming into this game you needed to get off to a hot start? Last time you played Arlington, was it key to come out and set the tone early?
Yeah, it's pretty key to always set the tone early. It sets the tone for the game, and we really like to do that.
You guys are playing a Glacier Peak team you haven't seen yet this year on Saturday night. What do you know about Glacier Peak, and what you do or don't know?
I don't think it matters what we know. We know that they're a good team, and we're going to bring it to them.
Okay, so there we go. So Quentin Borseth, the sophomore, big night tonight. Quentin, good luck to you guys on Saturday. Go get them.
Again, Saturday night, 8 p.m., Jackson High School, and then the one right before that, 4:15, the boys' consolation bracket. That's the one that will be interesting because there's only 1 spot left. Glacier Peak and Stanwood will take the 2 spots to state regardless. And then we end up with either Ferndale, Arlington, Shorewood, or Marysville Pilchuck going the hard route to try to get that 3rd spot. And in the other side, girls bracket, Linwood and Glacier Peak will play at 6 p.m. at Jackson High School. So right before the boys' championship game, the girls will go to town, and Glacier Peak finding stands full, I would imagine, with both girls and boys team represented in this championship ball game.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you can get a chance to cut down those nets, and we mentioned it earlier. Stanwood's a team that I think was heavily favored coming into that championship game on the boys' side last year, and Shorecrest kind of snuck up and bit them. Stanwood's going to be ready to go on Saturday. You know that Zach Ward is going to remind them of that. And on the other side, Brian Hunter, they've had a lot of success also at this level, and they're looking to cut those nets down as well.
Boy, it's amazing what motivation you can have after getting that nasty taste in your mouth of losing such a big game when the stands are full, and it's a big stage. You want to be back, and that's exactly where Stanwood is right now, and they played a whale of a ball game and certainly earned that right. On the 4A side, and you probably know a lot more about this bracket than I do, Steve, but Monroe and Jackson up at Everett Community College tomorrow night. Same thing, we'll have the simulcast along with STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380. Monroe and Jackson is the marquee game at 8 p.m. Right before that, on the girls' side of things, Snohomish and Lake Stevens at 6:15 will be the girls' championship matchup. And then Cascade, Kamiak in the consolation round to find that final spot. And Jackson, Monroe on the girls' side of things, 3 p.m. So a full slate of basketball. The week just keeps on cooking.
It is far from being over. And yeah, both of those brackets, it's an interesting one in 4A this year. Only 2 teams come out of districts, and it's a little bit different. You play that championship game. Usually when there's a championship game, you end up taking the 1 and 2 seeds from those 2 opponents. Well, this year what they're doing, if you lose the championship game, you then go over and play the team that made it through the consolation bracket, essentially in a second place game, which will take place on Saturday, and that determines who gets the final playoff spot for regionals. So it's kind of interesting. On the boys' side, you mentioned Cascade and Kamiak are playing at 4:45 tomorrow. We'll have that broadcast. 2 very good young teams, and 2 teams that have played each other, I think, twice in the last week and a half alone. They ended the regular season with one another, and then they played each other in the first round of the playoffs just back on, I guess it was February 12th, so we're looking at 6 days ago. A game that Cascade won rather handily, but Kamiak gave them problems early on in the year, so certainly don't think that it necessarily means that Cascade's going to roll with that one. It's going to be a tough game. And then the championship game. You've got a Monroe team going up against Jackson. Jackson has beaten Monroe twice this year, but really Monroe starting to play some of their best ball late in the season. Been kind of on fire lately. One thing to watch in that game, their sophomore Trenton Newhouse injured his arm in the second quarter of their game against Snohomish the other day. He's been playing outstanding lately. If he's not able to go in that game, we'll have to see what happens. That could be a tough one for him.
It's always amazing. Jackson always seems to be right there in it. And then after the exodus by all those seniors, Todd, Kingma, you kind of thought that maybe it was going to be a rebuilding year, not to be. 6
straight league championships, and yeah, certainly this is a different team than what they've had in the past. I think the last couple years they came into the season as proverbial favorites. I think the coaches poll had them at like 4th or 5th coming into the season.
Yeah, it was down there.
And they started off the season really rough. They had lost a bunch of games early on. I think they had a sub 500 record 8 or 9 games in, and then they just caught fire once they got into Wesco 4A. So it'll be interesting to see if they can wrap that championship up. They're a streaky team. They've got a lot of shooters. If they're having an off night, that'll certainly open it up for Monroe to get in there.
So one more time here on STSPN, we're going to go through the schedule for tomorrow. Jackson and Monroe girls, 3 p.m. at the site is Everett Community College. After that, the Cascade Bruins Kamiak Knights, 4:45 on the boys' side of the bracket. In the consolation side of things, Snohomish Lake Stevens on the girls. Panthers Vikings 6:15, followed directly by Monroe Jackson at 8 p.m. That's on the 4A side.
Yeah, and if I can jump in there too really quick, that girls championship game might be outstanding. Those 2 teams split during the season. Snohomish, Maddie Smith playing really well right now down low in the post. Lake Stevens has got a couple of really nice players too, including Kylie Griffin, who is a freshman, kind of coming out of nowhere, so to speak, on the varsity level. I'm sure everybody else knew about her. She's wearing Brooke Palcoa's old number over there at Lake Stevens, and that worked out pretty well for them. They got to a championship game at the state tournament 2 years ago. She's got them right back in it, and Emily Vandergrift is on that team still. Haley Wilson. There's going to be some good ball played at Everett Community College tomorrow.
And then, of course, the ones you were watching right here in front of you tonight on the boys' side of things, Glacier Peak and Stanwood, the champions, 8 p.m. Right before them will be the girls' game, a 6 p.m. start for Linwood and Glacier Peak. You can watch it all on STSPN and listen to it, the Simulcast with Tom and Bill, Fox Sports 1380. For Steve Willits, I'm Keith Nealy, and for our executive producer, Todd Elvig, the final tonight, 65-55, the Stanwood Spartans defeating the Arlington Eagles. They move on, and we'll see you tomorrow night up at Everett Community College. Thanks for being part of it.